Good morning, Chalice. Please join us in singing our welcoming song. You are welcome here, wherever you're going to, wherever you're coming from, you are welcome here. You are welcome here, wherever you're going to, wherever you're coming from, you are welcome here, 'cause it's a house of love, a house of hope and dreams. It's a house of love, and you are welcome here, 'cause it's a house of love, a house of hope and dreams. It's a house of love, and you are welcome here. Y ahora en español. Bienvenido aquí, doquiera que vayas tú, doquiera que vengas hoy. Bienvenido aquí, bienvenido aquí, doquiera que vayas tú, doquiera que vengas hoy. Bienvenido aquí a este lugar de amor, de sueños e ilusión, a este lugar de amor. Bienvenido aquí, si es un lugar de amor, de sueños e ilusión, a este lugar de amor. Bienvenido aquí.
Good morning, Chalice. What a fantastic song that is. Oh my God, I can't believe that. Thank you so much for Welcome to Chalice Unitarian Universalist Congregation. We are a community of diverse beliefs and experiences, nurturing the liberal religious spirit and united by our desire to grow in love and in service. Whomever you are, whatever your life's journey, you are welcome here. Whether you join us every Sunday, whether you come once in a while, whether this is your very first time in our chapel, we are very, very pleased that you are here. Our worship, I am John Schultz, and together with Ann McKiernan, we are the lay leaders for today's service. I just want you to know that I am not the original worship leader today. That would be my wife, Jessica Schultz, was planning to do this today, but she has had some congestion and her voice decided to take Mother's Day off. So she did just about all of the work to put this service together. So just remember that I have been called up from the minors to pinch hit, and so I have my one shot here. So we'll see how this goes. Our worship musician today is from the major leagues. It is Tim McKnight. Our song leader is David Peel. Our sound and video engineer is Jake Diak, and our greeters are Phil Davis and Amaki Ayipa. Our minister, the Reverend Sharon Wiley, will return to the pulpit next week. Welcome to our Sunday worship service. We'll return in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Thank you very much. Welcome to our Sunday worship service. Welcome to those here in the chapel, and welcome to those of you watching live using Zoom. Happy Mother's Day to those who are mothers, to those who mother, and to those who celebrate their mothers, while we understand that today can be sometimes a little tender and prickly for some of us. Today is Poetry Sunday, and we will explore poetry for the soul. Today, with an amazing group of volunteers, we will explore poetry that enriches our soul. Thank you in advance to everybody who has contributed to this service, and it's been a lot of people. We welcome children in our community. During our Sunday service, our religious volunteers provide programs for children and the youth from kindergarten through high school. Today, the younger elementary class will be exploring the value of justice with Amelia Jetpig and participating in a fun game called Seeker, Speaker, Seer. See, after I read this, I always want to go join them. It sounds like... For the next couple of months, our upper elementary kids will be participating in a series of challenges. Today's challenge is who can build the strongest bridge out of index cards. And the teen group is going to be looking at creativity. During this session, they will also be making some all-purpose greeting cards. They will be offered in exchange for donations over the next couple of weeks. And the goal here is to put together hygiene kits for interfaith community services. So, time well spent. Please talk to our Director of Family Ministries, Kathleen Swift, to learn more about programs for children and youth. Childcare for our youngest children is always available during services. We are a little bit full today, so if you could just do everything you can to make room for people as they enter. They might be first-time guests, and it's very important for us to make our chapel as welcoming as possible for people who might be coming in late. I remember trying to get here with, trying to get to a church service with 2 young children, and I was never on time. So. Also remember, please feel free to wear masks or step outside as your comfort might demand. You can hear what's going on in the service out on the patio, and I can tell you from personal experience, it is quite a pleasant morning to sit out there with a cup of coffee, sit in the shade, and listen to the service outside. It's actually very nice. We're always delighted to see newcomers joining us for worship. As a newcomer, you might be interested in the groups and activities we offer, which can be found in our email newsletter and the e-news calendar. Online newcomers will receive an invitation to join our email list after the service. In-person newcomers, if you haven't already given us your email address when you signed in, please share it before you leave so we can send you a couple thousand spam emails in the next 2 weeks. No, actually, it's 1 email. you might get a week, and it tells you about all the programs and activities that go on here. So it's actually a very good read. Now, let's take a breath together.
Playwright and author, and the first Native American U.S. Poet Laureate from 2019 to 2022, serving 3 terms. She is a citizen of the Muskogee Nation. Humans aren't the only makers of poetry. The young banana tree is making poetry. I see how it translates the wind. The need to make songs is inherent in all life. I've watched plants hungrily drink rainwater. They are grateful and are more likely to sing if it is rainwater they are receiving. If it's water from a hose, they will drink it with gratitude, but as they drink, they keep looking toward the sky and will eventually sing to bring the rain if they suffer from drought. It's not just humans who sing for rain, make poetry as commentary on the meaning of life. We aren't the only creatures or the most likely to succeed. Now we light the chalice, the symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith. I'd like to invite Freya Molik to light our chalice this morning. Our chalice lighting words are a poem by Denise Levertov called Wondering, based on the words of Brother Steindl Rast. The very act of lighting the candle is prayer. just to light the candle, just to draw the breath of a sigh towards the match is an act, a prayer? Can it bridge the gulf between our sense of being, node, synapse, locus of hidden counsels, and the multitudinous force of world?
Hello everyone. Today I'll be playing Johannes Brahms' Etude Number 1. I chose this piece for today because it's beautiful and lyrical, but yet has its strong moments. And with those adjectives in mind, I'd like to dedicate this to my mom, as well as the rest of the mothers here. So happy Mother's Day. I hope you enjoy.
The words of our call to worship this morning come from the 13th century Persian poet Rumi. His poems seem to defy the limits of time. Some of you may recognize these words. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving, it doesn't matter. Ours is not a caravan of despair. Come, even if you have broken your vows 1,000 times. Come, yet again, come. Please rise in body or spirit to join in singing.
Love knocks and seeks for us to hear, to open and invite. Love longs to quiet every fear and seeks to set things right. Love offers life in spite of foes who threaten and condemn, embracing enemies, love good a second mile with them. Love comes to heal the broken heart, to ease the troubled mind. Without a word, love bids us start to ask and seek and find. Love knocks and enters in the sound of welcome and within. Love sings and dances all around and feels new life begin. Please be seated.
Our Sunday worship is the shared spiritual practice of our community, and we tend to the congregation during this time by sharing and honoring our joys and sorrows. Here in the chapel, you are welcome to write your joy or sorrow on a candle card, which will be collected from you. Online, please write your joy or sorrow, including your name, into the chat box. These joys and sorrows will be spoken out loud, and then we will remove this part of the service from the recording that goes onto our YouTube channel, so this sharing won't be publicly available. If you would like to send Reverend Sharon a confidential note about your joy or sorrow, or make a prayer request, please email her. Her email address will be on the screen in a moment. Please enjoy some music while we write down what you would like to share, so that in the sharing, our burdens are lessened and our joys are multiplied.
to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live.
We light our first candle of sorrow for all that is broken and hurting in our world. Thank you very much, and you're in our thoughts. We light a final pillar candle for all the joys and sorrows that go unshared and unspoken this morning. These too are held in the love and support of this community. Now for Time with Children, we have something special. We invite the children and anyone else who would like to come forward for a story. And this story is going to be in the form of some poems read by and she is, her first poem, I need to explain just a little bit. It is a cinquain. And a cinquain is very much like a haiku. It's a certain number of lines. The first and the last line have 2 syllables each. And the middle lines have a higher number of lines. So the poem winds up looking like a diamond. It starts small, gets wider, and then goes to the end. And that's a cinquain. I learned that this week. I did not know this. After that poem, and Freya has written this cinquain that she's going to read as the first poem. After that, she's going to read 3 poems by Shel Silverstein and a final poem by Jack Preluski.
My cinquain poem, Charlotte's Web Meet Wilbur by Freya. Wilbur, humble, playful, talking, thinking, exploring, loves his friend Charlotte, pig. Pancake. Who wants a pancake? Sweet, piping hot. Good little Grace looks up and says, I'll take one on the top. Who else wants a pancake? Fresh off the griddle. Terrible Teresa smiles and says, I'll take one in the middle. Zebra question. I asked the zebra, are you black with white stripes or are you white with black stripes? And the zebra asked me, are you good with bad habits or are you bad with good habits? Are you noisy with quiet times or are you quiet with noisy times? Are you happy with some sad days or are you sad with some happy days? Are you neat with some sloppy ways or are you sloppy with some neat ways? And on and on and on and on and on and on he went. I'll never ask zebra about stripes again. Listen to the lessons. Listen to the message, child. Listen to the don'ts. Listen to the shouldn'ts, the possible, the wants. Listen to the never haves. Then listen close to me. Anything can happen, child. Anything can be. When I grow up, I think that I may pilot rockets through the sky, grow orchards full of apple trees, or find a way to cure disease. Perhaps I'll run for president, design a robot or an event, unique computer machines, or mature submarines. When I grow up, I would like to be captain of a ship sea, an architect or a clown or cook, the writer of a famous book. I just might be the one to teach a chimpanzee the art of speech, but what I'll really be, I bet I have not begun to think of yet.
As we sing to the children as they go to class. We hold you in our love as you go, as you go. May your hearts be at peace as you go. We thresh and thread your precious life. We hold you in our
Today, we welcome many contributors, poets and lovers of poetry. They will bestow upon us the gifts of words, some their own, some written by others. Each poem offers a unique message of human experience. The German author Johann Wolfgang von Goethe said, "All my poems are suggested by real life." Actually, I think he said it much more sternly than that, but that's what he said. They're all suggested by real life, and therein have a firm foundation. No one can imitate when you write of the particular, because no others have experienced exactly the same thing. The poems we write, the poems that appeal to us, reveal something about who we are and how we deal with the world. Sharing these poems is sort of a gift, an offering, if you will, a piece of the writer's inner world that comes to light through their sharing. Many people memorize poems and quote them or refer to them in their daily lives. Some, like Woody Guthrie, set their poems to music. My wife always remembers the poem by W.H. Auden. The poem is called "Stop All the Clocks." It is one of the saddest poems you will ever hear, and it's at the climactic point of one of the funniest movies ever. It's 3 Weddings and a Funeral. It's a fantastic poem. Mary Oliver writes, "Poetry is a river. Many voices travel in it. Poem after poem moves along in the existing crests and falls of the river waves. None is timeless. Each arrives in an historical context. Almost everything in the end passes. But the desire to make a poem and the world's willingness to receive it, indeed the world's need to receive it, these never pass." Please enjoy the poems that our contributors have contributed. Thank you. And I will be the first one, because my wife picked a poem for me to read. The poem is called "On Mother's Day" by Bruce Lansky. On Mother's Day, it isn't smart to give your mom a broken heart. So here are things you shouldn't say to dear old mom on Mother's Day. Don't tell her that you'll never eat a carrot, celery, bean, or beet. Don't tell her you think smoking's cool, and don't tell her you've dropped out of school. Don't tell her that you drowned the cat. Don't tell her that she looks too fat. Don't tell her when you're grown you'll be a starving poet, just like me. I would now like to introduce Victoria Cagle.
I'd like to share a piece of my inheritance, 3 short poems written by my father, J. Ted Davis. The first is titled "The Nerve of Nerves." There's a tree inside me, a tree of nerves, with limbs and twigs, but no leaves or blossoms, unless perhaps my hands are blossoms, opening and closing as blossoms do. Or maybe it's a root system in there inside me. That would explain a lack of leaves. Besides, a tree must hang upside down from the root ball of my brain, and that's no way for a tree. If it is roots, however, I must insist, my brain is no mere stump to top them off. The nerve of nerves. This next very short one was written while he was grappling with the end of his life and is called "Come Night, Come Morning." Come night, I'll sleep under grass sheets, embrace earthworms and sand. Come morning, I'll stretch my roots, shake out my leaves, and sing hallelujah to the sun. And finally, one that expresses his and my philosophy, titled Incredible to Be. To be or not to be is not the question, but the wonder. To be, to choose at all, is absolutely inexplicable. And God himself, herself, is incredible no more or less than I. And John will be reading for Julia Fogel next.
Julia couldn't be here this morning, but she has offered 2 poems I'd like to share. One starts off very serious. This is a poem she was inspired to write surrounding the details and the killing of Charlie Kirk. It is called I Cannot Mourn. I could not take the life of a sister or a brother. It is not mine to judge the value of another. And I cannot rejoice when a voice is stilled before its time. But when my brother lives a life that fuels hatred instead of love, that perverts goodness and truth into self-serving lies, and godliness into false idolatry, and then my brother dies, I cannot mourn. I cannot mourn one who seeks imposition on their beliefs, one who believes in inquisition, who preys upon those less fortunate, who fears those with differences, and finds violent death an acceptable solution to threat, and threat where threat does not exist. I cannot mourn. The next poem is titled Time Travel. Yesterday, I had the privilege of sitting in the 3rd row when Judy Collins and Tom Rush came to town. The concert, a gift for my 75th birthday from my daughter. She is 51, Tom Rush is 84, Judy is 86. Tom took the stage, bent with age and hair of gray, his voice as strong as ever. We watched and listened, his eyes filled with tears while singing of his baby daughter. As I sat next to mine, we traveled back in time together. I'd like to introduce Ralph Peters.
Thank you, John. The assignment for this, or the theme of this poetry service was Ralph writes something that's hopeful and uplifting and communicates your faith, which, as my poem will reveal, is a kind of a tough subject for me. But when I do write poetry, it's usually in the form of like a Whitman-esque barbaric yawp. I just go off and, ramble. But this one's a little more structured. It is in the form of a dialogue, and it actually even has a rhyming scheme in it. And the English majors will be asked later to identify that at the door. I'll get that. But anyway, let me get going here. The title of this poem is The Assignment Reluctantly Accepted. Hey, Teach, this is a tough assignment, a poem about hope and inspiration in these times? You got to be kidding me. Maybe you haven't noticed, but I'm more Cassandra than Pollyanna. But Ralph, what about Mary and your daughter-in-law Sylvana, and Cole and Evan and Brendan and their sweet and loving partners? And your grandchild Ty and another on the way. And aren't they just wonderful, good people fighting the good fight, doing their part to make their corner of the world a better place? Yeah, Teach, this is the case. But have you seen the news lately? Have you read the paper today? Have you seen the bloody gash of red hats? Have you felt the darkness in men's souls? But Ralph, haven't you seen the polls? Haven't you been at the marches? Haven't you spoken to strangers who are now friends? Haven't you seen a perfect blue sky and watched the cascade at Niagara on a snowy day? And haven't you recently replanted your succulents? Oh, teach, you know I haven't struck my tents, and it's true that I have done and seen those things, and it's true that justice, often unhappily dormant, can blossom, rise up, and bite. And I do want to believe that thing that Martin Luther King said about the arc of the moral universe. But dear Lord, every day it's something new, isn't it? But Ralph, you of all people shouldn't quit, because you know that justice can slumber for years, that justice from another time, that time before, and it will awaken from this cruel joke and correct what has gone so wrong. Really, is a little faith and a little patience too much to ask? Oh, teach, you know well that patience is a shadow in which I do not bask. And for me, faith is the name of Tim McGraw's wife. But the effort of drafting this poorly wrought doggerel reminds me that the treasures of our brief time here are family, friends, courage, laughter, and love. And teach, isn't hope embedded in these things? The bad people cannot buy these things or take them away from us. They are ours for the taking and keeping. And now let me introduce the belle of Rancho Penasquitos, Patty Carlisle.
That was really embarrassing. I'm reading a poem that was suggested for a poetry service by Alice Dodd. And if you knew her very well, you'd know why she chose this poem. She said it really grabbed her. It's called I Opened a Book, and it's by Julia Donaldson, who is a children's book author. I opened a book, and in I strode. Now nobody can find me. I've left my chair, my house, my road, my town, and my world behind me. I'm wearing the cloak, I've slipped on the ring, I've swallowed the magic potion, I've fought with a dragon and dined with a king and dived in a bottomless ocean. I opened a book and made some friends. I shared their tears and laughter and followed their road with its bumps and bends to the happily ever after. I finished my book and out I came. The cloak can no longer hide me. My chair and my house are still the same, but I have a book inside me. And next comes our poet laureate, Barry Hacker.
Let's see. Hello, I'm Barry Hacker, and I do have some thoughts that I'd like to share with you today. The assignment as I took it was to share a poem about spiritual connection, but I must admit that I have no words that fall in that direction. That would mean to think about how I feel within my soul, but I'm not sure a soulful thought is really how I roll. I guess if spirituality connects with Mother Nature, that speaks to me far more so and some omnipotent maker. I suppose if spirituality includes the universe, that to me is an appropriate word to include within this verse. Things like God, a higher power, or some heavenly mighty ruler. I'm from a more secular mind. Just call me a straight shooter. I get that some may come from a faithful place, and I respect what they believe. If it works for you, I understand, if that belief is what you need. If we're on a search for meaning and hope within our lives, I'd just like to see justice and love begin to spread and ever rise. That's really all I have to say about spirituality. May you search within your inner being, and may your spirit set you free. Thank you.
Rise and body your spirit and join us in singing hymn number 398. This is actually a poem by William Blake, set to music and arranged by UU composer Edward Grieg. To see the world in a grain of sand and a heaven in a wild flower, hold infinity in the palm of your hand and eternity in an hour. To see the world in a grain of sand and heaven in a wild flower, hold infinity in the palm of your hand and eternity in an hour. Please be seated.
The Sunday offering is an expression of the generosity that makes our congregational life possible. In a society that functions optimally, those who can should naturally want to provide for those who can't. That's how it's designed to work. I truly believe we're here to take care of one another. Words from LeVar Burton. We encourage you to text your donation to Chalice. If you haven't texted a donation before, once you text the amount, you'll get a reply with a link to enter your card information. If your Sunday donation is meant to be part of your pledge payment, please be sure to indicate pledge after the dollar amount. The phone number for text donations will be on screen in a moment. If you prefer to make an in-person donation of cash or check, there are envelopes and a donation box to the left of the chapel double doors. You can leave those donations after the service. Please join in affirming the spirit of generosity that guides our communal life. At Chalice UU congregation, our mission is to connect through worship, music, learning, and caring ministries. Please give generously.
Woody Guthrie, who was born in 1912, grew up in hard times in Oklahoma. He became a wanderer, playing guitar around the country, getting involved with using his folk music for the cause of justice. His friends in the group The Weavers, including Pete Seeger, popularized Guthrie's songs. His most famous song was This Land Is Your Land. After World War II, Woody Guthrie settled in Coney Island, New York. He married into a Jewish family of writers, dancers, and progressive activists. His mother-in-law, Eliza Greenblatt, introduced him to Yiddish culture, and it was during this time that Guthrie wrote the lyrics for many Jewish songs. Many years later, Lisa Gutkin of the group The Klezmatics set many of these songs to music, including the song Gonna Get Through This World, which the Chancel Choir is about to sing. Woody Guthrie's songs transcend political parties. They have become universal in their appeal.
Well, I'm gonna clean up this world the best I can, if I can. And I'm gonna clean up this world, and I think I can.
Well, I'm gonna leave this world behind the best I can, if I can. And I'm gonna leave this world behind, and I think I can, and I think I can. I'm gonna clean up this world best I can, if I can. I'm gonna leave this world behind, best I can, if I can. I'm gonna get through this world best I can.
No one told me there was going to be costume changes. The poem Beginnings by Denise Lavertov, dedicated to the memory of Karen Silkwood and Elliot Gralla. Unattributed quote, "For too much love of living, hope and desire set free, even the weariest river winds somewhere to the sea. But we have only begun to love the earth. We have only begun to imagine the fullness of life. How could we tire of hope? So much is in bud. How can we desire the failing? We have only begun to imagine justice and mercy. Only begun to envision how it might be to live as siblings with the beast and the flowers, not as oppressors. Surely our river cannot already be hastening into the sea of non-being. Surely it cannot drag in the silt all that is innocent. Not yet. Not yet. There's too much that is broken, too much to be mended, too much hurt we have done to each other that cannot yet be forgiven. We have only begun to know the power that is in us. And if we join our solitudes in the common struggle, so much is unfolding that we must complete its gesture. So much is in bud.
Please rise in body or spirit and join us in singing hymn 1064, Blue Boat Home. Though below me I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean, still my dry land heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. Sun my sail and moon my rudder, as I ply the starry sea, leaning over the edge in wonder, casting questions into the deep, drifting here with my ship's companions, all we kindred pilgrim souls, making our way by the lights of the heavens in a beautiful blue boat home. I give thanks to the waves upholding me, hail the great winds urging me on, greet the infinite sea before me, sing the the sky, my sailor song. I was born upon the sands. Never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue God. Please be seated.
For closing today, our words are adapted from Woody Guthrie's words as sung by our choir. Well, I'm going to clean up this world the best I can, if I can. I'm going to leave this world behind, if I can, if I can. We can, and we will endure despite life's challenges. As we leave this place today, let us remember what we do to make the world a better place today, the best we can, if we can, will make a difference for generations to come. Love and blessings to each of you. Blessed be. You were invited to close our time today by singing another fantastic song, The Well.
Drink from the well together, and we are standing as one, standing for justice, standing for joy, stand for a love that we're all a part of. We drink from the well, we drink from the well together. We are standing as one, standing for justice, standing for joy, stand for a love that we're all a part of. We drink from the well. Open the doors to the world outside, spirits renewed from within. Look for the dream in each other's eyes, the spark where a new world begins. Yes, we drink from the well together. On dear heart, we are dancing as one, dancing for justice, dancing for joy, dance for a love that we're all a part of. We drink from the well, spirits renewed. We drink from the well, stand hand in hand. We drink from the well, dancing for joy. I feel my heart swell. We drink from the well.
Please be seated for one announcement. On Sunday, May 17th, that's next Sunday, we will learn more about the burrowing owl, our March Madness winner. In a presentation from Dr. Sarah Hennessy, she is an associate ecologist from the U.S. Forest Service in Southern California. Dr. Hennessy led the development of a collaborative conservation and management plan for the burrowing owl at San Diego Zoo Institute and Conservation Research. We are very lucky to have her coming to speak to us. Many thanks to our congregant, Jeff Hayes, for arranging this for us. We will meet in the chapel. We will meet in the chapel at 11:30 a.m. Come early and get a seat, because everybody I know is coming to this. Our social hour will begin in a few minutes online at this same Zoom link and in person on our courtyard. Those of you in here might want to bring your refreshments into the green room and have a visit with our online congregants. Ann and I look forward to greeting you at the chapel door to hear how the service was meaningful for you. Please go in peace.